that's the big question, mainly because from the perspective of Israel, Syria's collapse, or the Syrian regime's collapse, has basically cancelled out a major land conduit that allowed Hezbollah to be supplied by Iran through land routes, in addition to air routes, presumably. That's now gone. And large swaths of the new Syria under HTS rule is under the domination of a government, an interim government, supposedly, which has very cordial ties with Turkey. And since that transition has taken place, Israel has been on a heightened sort of alert, thinking, or possibly having evidence which it's not releasing, suggesting that Turkey is materially aiding and abetting Hezbollah, both by what the foreign minister of Israel said, but also we've seen previous sort of rumors emanate in the past month or so, where apparently Turkey was allegedly providing, the use of its airspace for Iranian planes to land in Beirut, carrying all sorts of things that were meant for Hezbollah. But as you said in your introduction, this has not been proven by evidence yet.
All right. Tehran and Ankara, though, are not historically close. Can you break down for us where they stand now and where their interests oppose? And then after that, we can talk about where they meet.
Sure. I mean, yes, Turkey and Iran have been historically ambivalent towards one another, not just in recent times, but going back all the way to the days of the Persian and Ottoman empires, right? They've been on mutually sort of, opposite sides of the fence, so to speak. They both had large empires to maintain, and they were both, historically suspicious of each other. In the sort of Cold War space, Turkey as a strong NATO country differed very much from the sort of the Islamic regime that sort of came out inside of Iran after 1979. And, for a long time, Turkey, even prior to Erdogan, was very ambivalent towards keeping up cordial ties with the Iranians. It has energy relations with Iran in terms of, importing natural gas to a limited extent from Iran because Turkey is energy hungry. But recently, as you also alluded to in your introduction, tensions between Turkey and Iran have started to rise, not least of all because Turkey was complicit in the downfall of Bashar al-Assad, simply because Assad was essentially a client of the Iranian regime. I mean, Iran was intimately involved in supplying the Assad regime and propped it up along with Russia. The fact that Turkey played a significant role through its proxies and militia groups and that oversaw his downfall has now resulted in Turkey's rise and, actually governance of Syria in large part. But also it has drawn the ire of Iran because, Iran was kind of caught unaware.
Right. So on the face of it, absolutely not aligning interests. But this is the Middle East after all. Enemies become frenemies and ideologies may stay, but interests change. So where do the two countries have overlapping interests, and what could sort of be behind a report like this that Turkey would help Iran?
So again, a good question. You're right. I mean, is there a space where the two could converge and collaborate? Possibly. And Israel has a right to be suspicious. We have no idea what Turkey's position would be. Turkey has a lot of influence right now over the al-Shara government, interim government in Syria. Will Turkey use that or use its relationship with HTS and al-Shara to escalate tensions against Israel, which now basically Turkey is, funnily sometimes referred to as now being bordering Israel directly because of its undue influence and, presence inside of Syria. And where their interests converge with Iran is both Iran and Turkey under Erdogan especially, have done their utmost to undermine and degrade Israel in the region as much as possible. Turkey has pulled out all the stops since the October 7 attacks in 2023. The work we've done on Hamas at FDD and Turkey's relationship with Hamas, all the way from hosting its leadership, providing it material support, passports to Hamas leadership, even holding a national day of mourning for the death of Ismail Haniyeh, right? Turkey's played a front row sort of role in working with Hamas to carry out its terrorist mission inside of Israel. And, now that, Syria is out of the picture by the Assad regime, is there space for Iran and Turkey to cooperate such that, the Iranian proxies such as Hezbollah and whatever's left of Hamas can continue to undermine Israeli security concerns? Possibly, yes. I wouldn't put it past Erdogan. Erdogan's very committed to undermining Israel in every walk of life.